Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's troubleshooting series. My name is Yemi Ladyju. I'm a pre-sales engineer at Goliath Technologies, and today we're going to talk about how to identify and resolve VMware Horizon logon issues quickly. So before we jump into today's topic, I wanted to stop for a second and talk a little bit about the value proposition of Goliath Technologies. Effectively, what we want to talk about is why our customers hire our product and utilize it on a daily basis. And when we take a look at things from that perspective, you can really break it down into two reasons. Number one is being able to troubleshoot issues in their environment as quickly and as easily as possible. And as we all know, we're talking about an application or desktop virtualization environment. There are so many pieces, components, vendors, as well as distributors that actually contribute to the delivery of any application or desktop in, let's say, a Citrix or VMware Horizon environment. So it is imperative to have a technology that has the ability to traverse each one of those components and give you visibility so that you can troubleshoot issues as quickly as possible. And that's why our customers leverage our technology. The second reason would be being able to objectively baseline performance and health of the entire environment, see exactly what's taking place, what issues are actually impacting your users, and what needs to change in the environment in order to deliver a better user experience for those users. And also being able to leverage our embedded intelligence and automation to transform the IT organization from being reactive to being proactive. So with that being said, we're going to jump right into today's topic, which is how customers or the challenges with VMware Horizon logons, and how we support our customers or enable our customers to be able to troubleshoot these issues in the environment. So before we start talking about the challenges and the solution, I'm going to stop for a second and tell you a story. So we have a customer, a large health system delivering many different applications as well as full VDI desktops to doctors and clinicians inside of their health system. And in these sort of situations, as you can imagine, as a nurse is going up to a particular uh, um, uh, patient and is trying to pull up their environment, they said that they were having sort of the embarrassment of waiting for the VDI environment to start up and waiting for sort of the application then to start up, and which in a patient care environment is very, very dangerous. So they came to us looking for a technology that's going to give them visibility into exactly what's causing those problems, because as I mentioned, there's so much complexity in the delivery of these applications for these end users. And so that was their sort of challenge. There's so much complexity, and this is a very critical application and desktop that needs to be available to users so that they can deliver patient care. So what we then provided to them with our technology is the ability to drill into each one of those sessions, identify those metrics, and identify exactly what's causing those problems so that they can sort of fix those issues. Being able to correlate all of the information in one screen, rule out vast portions of the environment as being the cause so that you can focus on the pieces that are actually causing problems. So with that being said, let's jump right into the product demonstration, and we can then talk about how our customers are able to leverage the technology to be able to come up with those sort of answers. So right now what we're looking at is our VMware Horizon session display. And as the name implies, this is where all of your sessions across the environment will populate, similar to this health system. They're able to see all of the users. So here's where you see your doctors or your clinicians. You're able to see the applications or desktops that were being launched and the sessions for those, whether those are blast or PC over IP. You can see, what group they're in, their logon duration, and things like that. And typically, when customers get to this screen, they want to troubleshoot a particular issue, whether it's a particular user session or a group of user sessions. And what our technology does is it alerts you to any issue taking place on any user session. So, for instance, if a user is having sustained latency inside of their session, you get an alert and you can come here to troubleshoot. Or similar to this case with this particular user scenario, um, when the user is having a long logon to be able to get to their desktop or application, you will also get an alert so that you can come over here to troubleshoot. And from here, there is a number of things that you can do to be able to personalize this screen to make it sort of customized to you, to your workflow, so that you can quickly identify the sessions that you're looking for so that you can troubleshoot. Again, making it as quick and as easy as possible. So each one of these tabs have the ability to be moved around. If you wanted to get rid of tabs, you could do so. If you wanted to filter by tabs, for instance, I have this particular user log, this user's sessions turned off. If I wanted to turn them back on, those sessions pull back in. I have this quick filter section here at the top right hand side of the screen that allows me to search for anything that's in text on this entire screen. So if I'm looking for some of my sessions in this environment, if I'm looking for logged off sessions, or if I'm looking for blast sessions, as I start to type, you can see that this will automatically filter this particular page so that I can again find the session that I'm looking for. And once I've identified a session that I want to look at, I can drill down into the session, and now I get a pop-up of 7 tabs giving me all the information I need to troubleshoot this particular issue, starting off with this summary tab. Now, really quickly, I'm just going to run through some of the things that we see here. So in the summary tab, you have the high level logon duration. You have some key performance metrics that allow you to troubleshoot in-session performance issues inside of your VDI environment, as well as application performance. You could see a bunch of different other tabs here showing you the communication protocol. In this case, it's PC over IP, the server, the hypervisor host, the applications, as well as any alerts that are being triggered, and even issues down to the event log. So what you get is a end-to-end view of all of the potential issues that could impact this user session so that you could troubleshoot. But today's topic, we're talking about logon duration. So flipping over to the logon tab, what you can see is you have details of each stage and each process taking place during the logon process. So depending on what's actually configured inside of your environment, there are different sort of this section here is going to be dynamic. So it's going to change and it's going to populate with the information you need to troubleshoot. So for instance, if I click on, if I expand authentication, now I can see all of the OUs that this user is a part of. I can see details on what domain controller was in charge of authentication, how long it took for those LDAP calls, in this Gantt or waterfall chart format, so I can identify what exactly is causing the problem in authentication and then troubleshoot and solve those issues. The same thing here for group policies. I can see each group policy that's being executed, also be able to see what times each group policy is taking. So many environments, especially in a healthcare environment like our customer example, there are a ton of group policies for drive mapping, for printers, for scanners, and things like that. And each one of these processes and each one of these policies can actually impact the overall logon time. So being able to expand and see exactly what's causing the issues, our customers have found very, very valuable. So this section gives you all the information you need to troubleshoot issues when it comes to logon duration. Now, another reason that we mentioned that our customers leverage our technology is to be proactive. And one way that they do this, and particularly this large health system, what they do is they leverage our application availability monitor technology. And they use this, and this is a part of the technology that is typically deployed on a workstation or a virtual machine located at each of the major sites where users are located. The idea is to get this as close as possible to where those users are. And that virtual machine or workstation is then going to be launching applications and desktops on a regular basis. What this then gives you is an early warning system to be able to get ahead of issues with desktop or application availability, and also get ahead of long logon or macro logon issues across the environment. So this particular customer, they were having after a maintenance window. There's something took place where there was a drive map. There was a drive that was being mapped to that was decommissioned, which then was causing a timeout in their environment. Um, but because they have this part of the technology that's logging on before users get to start their workday on Monday, they were then able to identify that specific issue with a drive map because all of their logons were taking much longer than expected. So they get a real-time alert. And then they were able to sort of fix those issues, and then users weren't impacted altogether. So to show you exactly where they were able to do that and how they were able to do that in our technology, I'm going to flip over to the application availability analysis tab. So this is your central console for managing and monitoring all of the launches taking place across the environment. And it's broken down into two sections. You have the top section showing you a high-level dashboard of all of the launches taking place, with the blue bars representing launch time and the trend lines representing availability in your environment. Now, the bottom section gives you details into each one of the launches taking place across the environment. So you can see the date and time of the launch. You can see the applications that were being launched. You can also see the location that it was being launched from, and ultimately whether the launch was successful or if it failed. Now, obviously, you will get an alert on any failed launches taking place in the environment, but you also get an alert on any longer than usual launches taking place in your environment as well. So you can then analyze them within the technology to be able to find what's causing those issues and remediate them before users are impacted in the environment. So with that, that concludes our demonstration for today. Really appreciate you taking the time to join me in today's series or today's episode, and I'm looking forward to seeing you in the next one. Thank you very much.